that's a habit, absolutely a necessity. It's not just like a one day type of deal. Like that's something y'all need every day. That's that confirmation. That confirmation. I don't think all dudes do that.
So let's rewind a little bit. Let's start talking about what do you think women need with regard to intimacy and however you define that during the period of courtship, right? During the, like, you see her, you meet her, you're attracted to her, you want to get to know her a little bit better. Like, what do you think women like?
Doing the small things.
You kind of said it. You kind of gave it away. Getting to know them a little bit better.
Right.
Okay.
You gave that away.
Noticing small things.
But I'm asking, what do you think women want in the courtship?
For you to notice the small things.
Right. The attention to details. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what you got to do.
The complexities.
Get more specific,
like
because you guys are sounding like you read, the checklist from.
No, we don't read the checklist.
So
we downloaded the checklist off your
before we came
last
in
week. We was fine.
No, but like
they had a week to do homework.
But like, there's a lot of times I go out and like, if you just look around, depending on wherever scene you're at, you can see like what a female is trying to present. So like, if you are able to notice that, like the way that she like put her hair, the way she put her makeup on, the way she walks, like if you can notice that her
eyebrows are on fleek.
How do you guys let the women know what you notice?
By the compliment.
When it comes to stuff like that, definitely complimenting.
Cheating king.
Well, I'm saying I wrote
No, this is from your
heart brain, my guy.
You did not write that.
No, I want to know.
Well, I did post it though.
Where my bell at? Where my bell at? You get a ding.
Good morning, Texas. Good morning, Texas.
Oh my gosh.
Hugs from the back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry.
Deep long conversations.
This is what he says women
To take
like.
pictures together. I don't do that one. Surprising. I don't know if I don't do that one either.
Just read the list.
Make time for her, cuddle, kisses.
He's reading. I thought
random
you wrote
kiss.
it. I thought you wrote it, but you posted it.
You know what I'm saying? I write it for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
if you wrote it, you should remember
so
it.
Women,
right?
what do we want our guys?
Random kisses, though. That's the best one.
Gals to know about what we like in intimacy, or just about just women in general, and trying to really get our attention, right? So in courtship, I think a smart conversation goes really well. And I'm not talking about you have to be like book smart and have a PhD and all that. Because I've met several PhDs who can't have a thank you, or straight up
and plus we don't even want to hear all that. I don't want to hear that long conversation.
Well, this is not about you, King. It's about women.
I'm just saying.
He's still on that list.
So like just to be able to hold a conversation is so damn sexy.
Yeah,
and it is really attracting. And to be funny in the conversation, like, to roll with humor and be
to
patient.
pay attention to the conversation.
Yes,
period.
Like, thank you.
To not do the whole
yeah.
Right. Carl said, message: pay attention. Right.
Yeah.
So that means put away your cell phone. Gentlemen.
Be a good listener.
No,
right? Put away your cell phone.
That's my biggest thing. Like, if I'm out with you, like, one, I'm probably already told like all my close friends, yo, I'm probably not gonna have my phone on me. Like, I'm probably not gonna be able to answer anything. So I really don't need my phone out on me.
That's right.
It's the best thing you can do right here.
That is right. A do not disturb.
Honestly, so one thing that was big with me and wifey was, unless we were like taking pictures when we were on our trip to mainland.
Well, in courtship, how did you court her?
Oh, that was a lot of like just doing stuff that you don't really want to have your phone with you. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, and if
get
on a roller coaster, you're scared of shit out of us.
If you know that the phone is going to be like a thing, just don't carry it. That's so true.
I always gotta carry my phone.
Well, but you do the do not disturb thing, so I'll give you credit for that.
Yes, I do.
And here's like another thing that I know I like, and I think several other women would agree. Oh, Lucy says yes, to listen. And here's a cool thing about listening.
Yes.
So Lucy's out in Australia, so I'm super stoked that she's
Lucy.
Lucy's
Hey, what part of
we international?
Lucy, throw yourself like a boomerang our way and come on this show.
I get it. She's international.
You actually got up out your seat.
She got up to come see why Lucy was out of control, gentlemen. So here's a neat thing about listening. I think eye contact. Oh, dear.
Look into
To be honest, though,
look into her eyes.
nowadays, eye contact can get you into trouble.
No,
Yes,
it
being funny
cannot.
can
Yes,
get
you can.
being funny get you in trouble
Let's
too.
talk about that.
Wednesday, seriously, this is coming from a bartender where,
Woo!
like, come on, seriously, where most of I gotta make eye contact.
Are people
but
saying that they're getting harassed by eye contact?
No, they
no,
no.
not harassed. I would say I would get harassed, but
At least the other things.
people, it's just how you assume whatever the tone in a text message is.
Okay.
Some people assume different types of
Just
Eye
be.
contact.
interpersonal communication
Yes.
with eye contact.
Why you just don't just say it? You always be sugarcoating the words.
So,
No,
so,
I just like
so I'm
explaining
talking
it.
about eye contact when it's reciprocal, right? When you kind of get a feeling
With the
that
energy
somebody,
right, you know?
Well, yeah, you don't know what that energy is exactly, but you know there's some sort of kind of attraction there. It's not going to be the eye contact that says, "Damn, I'm going to marry you." No, it's the
I never had that one.
You're
I never had that one.
Wow, okay, I
Like,
find you interesting.
That's the thing. Like the chemistry can be off a little bit. Like
Yeah. So interpretation
and
of the eye
from that
contact,
person, it
yes.
may be hey, you're really nice to talk to, and then the other person may be like, oh, I think he really wants me. Like, no, that's
Yeah,
that's
no.
not what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
But, and
What
you
do
know what the
That's
the-
a good
yeah.
conversation. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, you got to find out then after that, right?
No.
It
You
depends.
don't.
It depends on the conversation itself too. Because even when it's not courting, that's where I say like eye contact can kind of get you into trouble. Is when you're talking to someone of the opposite sex, and y'all could be casually talking about sex.
Yeah.
Period. You're a friend. I'm a friend. We're talking,
Right.
and the topic is heated. Not in a bad way, but it's
Getting
a good
wet.
topic. Then it's like she may be thinking like, oh, he might be sending mixed signals this way.
That's
like maybe
okay.
No, but
it's
what if
okay.
I don't mean that?
No,
though?
right. So that's where you then
what I'm
move into
saying.
the next stage, which is
Honesty.
which is communication, right? You follow that up by eye contact goes this way. I look at you, you look at me. We kind of give each other eyes, and then you get like
Google
like
eyes.
Like
like
the
a
Idris
corner
Elba.
smile.
I know you like Idris Elba.
Oh
I remember
my
that
God,
last time.
That is like beyond.
See, that's what I'm saying though. Like, what if?
And then you get like the smirking smile, guys. If a girl like smiles at you several times, not just the one time, thank you, Lucy. Hi, Pooh.
So
you engage in
let me
conversation.
ask.
That was a
This.
comment.
Let me ask this: when the conversation, like before the conversation happens, right?
Right.
Like that initial,
Hi.
you see each other,
Yes.
right?
Initial hug.
What
No,
are
before
some
the-
of the turnoffs? Like, cause you said smirking, and I've gotten sometimes from women that if a guy smirks a certain way, he looks like a creep, or if he winks, he seems like he's a creeper
trying
or
to.
whatever, like he's trying to, or like what are some
70s type
turnoffs
shit.
before that initial front to
Hey.
front contact happens? Like, what are some turnoffs?
Well, I can only speak for me. So things that are a turn off for me is when I feel that the guy's behavior is a put on. Like he's trying to be the
Alpha male.
no the what's that the
Too
peacock.
sexy?
He's trying to be a peacock. He's trying to flaunt himself instead of just being himself. Like we have a radar for bullshit. Like we really
Right,
do.
right.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, that's true.
and guess what? Long before you notice us, we've probably noticed you.
Really?
Because women scan the room.
no, so-
well, I'm speaking
It's the
for
same.
myself,
It's
right?
the same.
So
Same with the guys
I
though too.
scan
Like-
a room because I do want to find out like who are the ones that I don't feel safe around, and that's the type of people I stay away from. And like we have a bullshit radar. You try to come up with bling up on you, and then we could tell you got empty pockets, even though you're flashing bling. I mean, But if a
Interesting.
Pocket
guy,
may be empty, but I got a
Right.
debit card.
I'm like, I don't know about to say.
I don't want to keep no
we
cash
got a message.
on me.
We got a message from Lucy in Australia. Overconfident turn off. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. That
What-
overconfident.
Wait, so
How do you,
what's
how
cons-
do you, how do you
because-
differentiate
yeah.
overconfidence in somebody that's just
Confident.
how they are?
right.
Right.
And
That's
so
like it's me.
listen, unlike
With their bullshit
so Lucy-
meter, were y'all not listening? Duh.
well, it's a package thing. Like when we're not I hope, right? I don't try to judge anybody, and especially not in first impression. I want to give you an opportunity to get to know you and to get to talk to you a little bit about. And I think guys are really good also at figuring out. Oh yeah, no. After a few minutes, like yeah, no, this is not the one I want to impress.
Yeah, she a gold digger or
Whatever whatever that
bedazzler or-
chemistry happens between two people, you kind of know where
Yeah, if the energy ain't right.
Right.
Yeah, if she a thought or if she.
Right.
This is one nighter. You know what I'm saying?
But we look at the
here's my
package,
thing.
right? If there's overconfidence, if he's too aggressive in his approach and doesn't listen to our cues.
So that
right?
sounds like you're talking about, you know, women that got their head on straight and they're looking for the right type of guy. What about
They settling down.
What about the women? And this is, you know me, I'm transparent. I give no shits. So what about the women that are like, for example, always at Area Asia?
What the
You
ones
know what
that
I'm
just
saying?
come out?
The
Just
one
for
that
dick.
just they come out
Just for dick.
No, not even just for dick. They're just coming out like they're coming out for the benefits.
What are those
Fact.
benefits?
Oh, you go to the party, you already know a guy's going to buy your drink.
This is true story. This is true story. This is back when it was a gold card and red card days.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're true.
If you were a young Lance Corporal, right, and you go out, you're trying to mac on some local, right? This is what would happen, verbatim. She would ask you your rank, and it was either a turn off right then and there, and then if it was still a good, you know, if it was like, oh, you know, she's gonna try and talk to you, then it was like,
What car you have?
what kind of car you got? Are you a red card or gold card?
So you're assuming that this
And
line
then-
of wait, hold on. You're assuming that this line of question is because she's trying to figure what out,
I mean, the next question would have been, how long you been on the island?
right? Right. Well, that's a
that's for
legit
the-
question.
I would say
But
that's for the
what
women
about the
that,
other
you know.
questions? Like, what do you think the intention of the series of questions
So
are?
when you ask somebody their rank, you're asking, okay, how much money you getting every 2 weeks? That is what's happening. Then okay, what card are you? Can you stay off base? Oh, you can.
Are
Cool.
you a gold card or red card? That meant, what's your curfew?
Yeah.
Or how
Can
much
can
free
you
you
stay
get?
out?
So
How much freedom
is she
do you
just trying to like measure out
You measure your
what,
pockets?
What? No, because none
No,
of that
you
answers
measure
the
pockets,
pocket
that's not-
question.
Not just pockets.
But like you know, she knows what she's looking for, and so you're upset because she's asking direct questions because she knows what she's looking for.
Those
She
type
knows
of
what she's looking for. There's a certain rank. There's a certain two week pay period. There's what your freedom and flexibility. Are you responsible to hold a car? Can you like she's asking all those legit questions. So why do you get upset?
those questions ain't legit. Those are
Those questions
what's-
eventually come up
Because
after you
the-
guys start dating. So you guys last week said I ask all
No,
those
I'm
questions
talking,
in the
I'm
first
talking
date.
about like these are the females that you see at Area Asia and Psycholo when it was open and Clutch and all the club spots. These aren't the women that, you know, I met you at a Starbucks type women. These are the clubbers that you see every weekend wearing the same little skimpy outfit. They'll say nothing to the dude that's like
judgment.
So like, you know, the red card.
The
I
judge-
call it like
Transparent.
I
So
just
wait,
call it
how
like I
does
see
It's,
it.
so-
it's put like this. So like the red card, you can't go to no love hotel. That means you have to go take her to like the cheap island, and then you have to go right back to base. So now, if you was a gold card, you can be like, all right, after the club.
All right,
Women
so
wallow
hold
that.
on.
Still got it.
Let's stay on the subject though, right? Because we're talking about what do you guys think women want in intimacy or find erogenous or find attractive, right? So you just said, okay, what you don't like.
So not saying what I don't like. What I'm saying is necessarily like when we're thinking about what women and what they want, it's we get kind of confused and tossed up the middle
Okay,
because you have
that's a fair statement.
this type of woman who, like I said earlier, it seems like she's got her head on straight. You know, she's looking for someone to have a good conversation with. She's looking for someone to be more interested in her and not, you know, her physically or whatever. And then you have, you know, the other type of women that they only out for one thing. And like I said, this as benefits. They want to know how much they can pull out of your account.
Right. So what?
So my purpose.
So if that's not the type of woman that you like, then you don't talk to her. But if you're a Lance Corporal or a Corporal and you still want to hit that, then you're gonna go bypass all those questions. Still, the question's not being answered, right? What do you think women want in intimacy? What do you think women find erogenous? What do you think women just basically want with regard to whomever they choose to spend time with? So we
a
talked
small
about
kiss on the lips.
I think it's just a
kiss
lot
on
of
the
a lot
lips.
of.
You know what
So
I'm
you
saying?
go
I'm
from
done
like
with
meeting
you.
I was
someone
about to say
having good
you
eye
got the
contact.
emotional and you got
Well,
the.
if it's at the club, right? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be I'm not gonna take her serious anyways.
Are you serious, guys? I've been to your clubs.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't take her serious.
No, but see, here's the thing.
And I've been to your club
Here's
several
the thing.
weekends.
So Club Sky's not my club. So yeah.
No, you know what I mean.
We met at Bailando. That's the difference. You know.
So I'm gonna do. What I need to do to get you out of the club. That's what I'm gonna do.
So what do you do? What do you think we want you to do to get us out of the club, right? Because the club's here is
small conversation, get you to laugh, figure out what you're doing later on. If you're there with your friends.
Yeah, those are all the...
How to get rid of your friends.
Tell you, that is exactly what we want. That is
a kiss on the neck.
No, now you're too fast forwarding. We're not out of the club yet.
We're dancing right now.
No, not like we didn't say a hickey on the
neck.
We didn't say a hickey.
Okay, we're jiving, right? We're jiving. Okay, we're jiving.
Do the French thing.
You know what I'm saying? I'm already whispering.
She thinking hickeys over
here. Right, yeah, I ain't going all that.
You ain't about to bite my neck.
Hey,
I don't want to bite your neck.
So now we're at the point where there is chemistry. You're having a lot of conversations. She's the one you're dancing with.
Right now.
That's
right. You got
it. Okay. So now, you exchange phone numbers. Boom, boom, boom. That's all really cool.
I'm not even exchanging numbers yet.
Oh, all right.
He's talking about that one night.
Shout out to my favorite bartender, Fox.
You know what I'm saying? Love Hotel, shower, back to the bed. Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about that one night stand.
Yeah, okay, so the one night stand. All right.
I'm not taking you serious about you at the club. At Starbucks, we'll do a little bit more.
Wow, ladies, are you hearing this?
The conversation will get a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Depending on the environment, the conversation will sway.
Because I already know what you came for the club. If you came to the club with your friends on this night, there's only two things you really there. Either there with your friends to have fun,
so I remember one of my favorite things to do is go dancing, and it's always been that since in my early 20s, always. And I'd go with a group of friends, and we'd go dancing and have a great time and have met amazing people to which I'm still friends with. And it was about not hooking up with anybody or finding out how deep people's pockets were. It was about having a good time and if you happen to see somebody who you click with, then you move that conversation up to the next stage, right?
I can agree with that.
I agree with that. There's only two things. There's only two things you really go to the club for. There's only two things.
What's that?
Dance, to have a good time with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or to meet somebody.
Yeah, to meet somebody.
Or both.
No, sometimes you can just go to get really, really trashed.
Oh, that too.
You still having fun.
My birthday's been at the club a couple times.
Yes.
And the intent has been to get really, really
That's probably a third reason, but it's probably like really, really rare.
Nah.
So here's a few other. I'll just show some hints and tips. Here's another thing that I think women, and I know that's true for me, is especially if you're at the stage where you're comfortable and you're dating, right, and you're a little bit more comfortable.
How long have we been dating?
Oh dear Lord.
These questions,
dating
a lot of questions
to the
matter.
point where I feel comfortable with you to be just.
In public?
Yeah, in public to
have dinner. That's like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
2-3 weeks.
Okay, maybe we've gone out to dinner. Maybe we've gone to one of the festivals and walked around. Maybe we've walked around the mall, whatever.
Yakiniku.
Yakiniku.
Yeah.
Where you say, hey, I want to go shopping for whatever. Do you want to come along? Yeah, sure, definitely. All right.
Shopping.
That's a gateway. That's a gateway.
That's the gateway to a man's
So no, wait. That is true. We're measuring your patience.
Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all do that one?
So here are little things that we really enjoy and that kind of make us even more attracted to you. So for people who love touch, soft, gentle touch.
Get him.
Sly,
Disclaimer.
I'm gonna punch you.
Disclaimer.
So
I'm gonna dig myself.
If you're the driver in the car and you reach over and you reach and touch her hand, that's something that we really I like. And I think a lot of women. Is it the reach over and
touch the hand, or is it the hands interlocking and kind of leave it in your lap?
We'll see how it rolls, right? Like if she interlocks fingers with you,
right?
She's really into you.
What if she tries to tickle you?
Nigga, what?
Well, she try to roll your hair.
Then she's being playful, and you should pay attention to that because that means that if she's playful, that means she likes to be playful with.
Trying to cause a car crash.
Yeah.
I know so many women that would try to cause a car crash.
Here's another thing that women I think women like. If you guys are walking on the sidewalk and you put us on the inside of the sidewalk,
right?
That is like instant chivalry for me. I won't even tell you. I'll be like, oh.
But
a lot of people don't do that anymore.
Weird for that. Yeah, a lot of people don't. But like a lot of guys that do that, we don't really pay attention to it because
I know, and that's what makes it even sexier.
I know that I do it out of like that's just protective instinct. That's just
right.
How you're raised, you know, it's like.
But a lot of people
watch
don't
dad
and let me tell.
walking,
So I was raised. You know, I have tons of male cousins. Puerto Rico's in the house. Primo bello. And so that's how I was raised, right?
On your phone, they should turn the sound off.
And so I notice it when a guy doesn't do it for me, and to me it's like, wow, if you don't consider that kind of attention to the environment, that's a little bit of a turnoff for me. Mm-hmm. But if you do it and it's unexpected and you're not even noticing you do it, so here's a hint. We love when you guys do things that you're not doing it consciously, like it's just a subconscious thing, because it speaks to your inner character.
That's true.
Wanda said she loves you.
Who?
Wanda.
Hi, Wanda.
Hi, Wanda.
She loves who? All of us?
No, she said she loved her.
Thank you, Wanda.
Wanda.
I don't know
Whatever,
who she is.
Wanda. You don't want to send no love to everybody else.
Send me some love. So that's like another thing that we like.
She said hi.
Hi, Wanda.
Wow. Hi, Wanda. We still here.
Just come in here and hug her.
Who is Wanda? I don't know who that is.
Somebody that's watching this.
So what else do we like? We like we definitely like to be looked at when we're having a conversation. Right. We like you guys to like tell us things about you. We want to know about you. We do. We want to know about you. Yes.
Yo, I ran into that last week.
Yes.
I avoid them questions.
Now let me tell you, the younger you are, right? The harder it is to kind of get you guys to open up more. Like I'm older now, so I can do it like that. Yeah.
Really?
But I when I was in my 20s, and when I was in my early 20s, are you testing me, Keith?
Yes.
Oh.
I have definitely.
She said that's.
Listen,
I really haven't had a girl. I always avoid the question.
Let me tell you how I have proof, because on the radio show that we did by ourselves, you were singing like a bird.
Oh, really?
Oh, damn.
Oh,
she put you out there.
She got me like that. No.
Damn.
I was, I admit.
He was sharing all these.
And then the minute we came back, he was all like, I'm going to stay in my corner.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, the dudes are here.
So all
I
got to
put
do to get you to tell the real you is just leave for a day.
It was awesome.
Hey.
Bet.
I even messaged him. I was like,
We'll see it on YouTube. It's okay.
Well, we need to watch that episode again. Don't cry. No, it's too late.
Oh, I'm good.
We do. So in our early 20s, I think, because we're in that state of trying to figure ourselves out at the same time, having a conversation. That's where we need like you guys to, enter the conversation along with us. And so if we say, hey, so what do you do for work? We're really not that much interested in like your title and your rank and all. We really want to know who you are in your day to day.
When you're in your 20s, though, that's like
see, for me,
ain't much to tell about a guy in his 20s at work. He's either a bartender or a clerk of some sort, or just going to school.
Right. And that's okay. We don't care. We just want to know if you can hold a conversation.
No, for some guys,
because we
some
like
guys,
you, so it doesn't matter really. It's just being in your space. So if I like you, I want to be in your space.
Okay, I can understand.
So you could be talking to me about Pikachu or Pokemon or whatever, and I'll be like, so how'd you get into that? And boom, we have a conversation.
Yeah, but that is true though.
You're a rare breed though.
Yeah.
See, I don't think
what
that's
kind
everybody.
Of girls do you guys hang out with?
No.
I've had women like that. Like that's
try to test my gangster like that.
And that should tell you guys what our intention is, right? Because if we just want to slam bam, thank you, sir, then
you're still gonna have that same conversation.
No, we wouldn't invest. I can tell
afterwards.
We
afterwards you would.
Because we'd be so satisfied.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. The webmaster there.
See how I'm learning him? And the eyes are rolling to the back of the
Squealing like a bird.
The camera's up there.
Anyways, you can see my finger pointing into the what's going on. So it's good.
Squealing like a bird.
I'm just saying.
So we definitely want to hear about you, but it's because we want to know who you are and what you. So they're in the back of our head. As much as you guys are also looking for that woman who will procreate with you, like as you're scanning the field, we are too, gentlemen.
You know what I think? A lot of guys. It's not that we can't hold the conversation.
Procreate.
I think a lot of times guys think that their lives aren't as interesting.
That's
to be honest.
true.
So here's a hint, guys.
And that's where you get platonic friends.
So it's like you ask us, like, tell me about yourself. It's like I'm a boring motherfucker.
Yeah, that's running through your head all the time. Like,
damn, I hope she don't ask me that question.
Yeah, damn. Because like something that I would tell a guy, what a guy will find cool, it's kind of like, well, I gotta watch what I say. I can't just be as open with a female.
So I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's a secret. If I like you, I don't care. I don't care if you think you're boring because I'll like that you're boring because I like you. So
that means you're not gonna leave the house.
Is not
now, what if he mentions his criminal history? Because I know we talked about that last time.
And so
Hey,
you
look,
gotta be
Idris,
honest.
if
right?
Idris Elba mentioned this criminal history
okay.
from that movie he did with what's her name with Taraji, you know, if he mentioned that, hey,
Idris, if you're watching, I know you're married.
I know you
But
married,
if you
but
have,
look.
you know, a brother who's single and straight,
Shoot your shot, girl. Shoot your shot.
that shouldn't matter.
Shoot your
Yeah.
shot, though.
if he's single or straight, it matters to me.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, to you, okay.
To me,
She's shooting her shot right
Yeah.
now.
What if he's straight once he meets you? He's like, you know what? I'm going straight. Bet.
You turn them straight.
Man, if I
Hey.
could do that.
You turn them straight.
Sam, you
Oh,
turn
okay.
I've been delivered.
She put the nails.
Don't like men
She
no
put the
more.
nails in the back. That's what it was.
Parents would be bringing their phones off the hook.
I've been delivered.
Oh,
So-
Lucy says that she's agreeing, so I'm supposing that it must be about if we're interested in you guys. You guys really?
I know,
didn't
Lucy.
realize you
Hey,
guys
Lucy.
think so hard about this.
Yeah,
Right.
yes.
It really-
So,
Hey,
Lucy,
so
what
last
part of
week
Australia she
I
at?
had that question asked to me,
I think
and I just kind of sat there. I'm like, I honestly don't know what to tell you about me. Like, what?
Well,
Even that answer works. Even that answer works because
You gotta be clever with your
Oh,
answers
man.
nowadays, man.
No,
does
you
that
guys
work?
are wow.
No,
you
I
guys are
never
working
answer like that
hard.
anymore.
You guys
I just
are
go
working.
straight into it.
Here's a hint, kid. If she can't roll with that question, do you really want to like?
No.
so
You
wait,
really
is
don't
it,
want to beat them cheeks,
is it
to be honest.
is it an unattractive thing for a guy to be like, you know, once you're having that conversation, a guy's like, all right, well, what exactly do you want to know? You know, like give me some questions, because to me, I've done that in the past, and it's like I'm willing to tell you anything, I just don't know what.
Yeah,
you
like, I don't know where to start.
So if you ask me,
Okay,
I'll be
that's an honest
transparent.
question. That's
I'll
an
be
honest
transparent.
question.
You know.
So I keep mine into a limited scope
ahead,
every time I
share.
answer.
21
But see,
questions.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? I always
going
keep my
deeper into that.
What is your limited scope?
So no, if they
I
ask me,
hear
you know, where I work, I'm like, yo, I tell them, yo, this is where I
Yeah,
work.
but They
Like,
ask you
I
how
want-
many you been with.
Now I don't elaborate. You don't elaborate.
Yeah.
Unless they ask the question to elaborate on that. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. That's just.
Is that a very important question to know? Sometimes, like when you're talking about the more intimate details of a person that you're attracted to, you ask them, you know, well, how many have you been? Is that very important to know?
I think the older we get as women, maybe that becomes a little bit more important because
Really?
at that
The older
point,
you get?
well, here, and it's not about age. You're right, because it's more about are we looking for long term? Like if we are dating, say several weeks or months or whatever, and the chemistry is there and all of that is there, then some more really deep personal questions are going to come up because now we're in our minds.
Right.
And I'm not speaking for everybody, but in our minds, we've moved you up a notch on the.
The totem pole.
On the,
think-
yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
like Bob Marley was saying, waiting in
On
vain,
the,
you know?
on the totem pole. Now, here's the thing that with that question of how many people have you been with, I've never asked that question, and I don't want to know.
I don't think that's a relevant question
No,
either.
I don't
it's
think
really not.
anything
So
that you
because
did
I
before
agree
you
with
met me,
exactly
as long as it's legal,
both of those points. I agree
Because
with that.
either way,
Like,
it's gonna be a
I've
lot
never-
anyways.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
Big-
know it, and I don't think
I
it's
don't wanna
relevant.
know, and
Like,
I don't
Yeah.
think it should matter. Like
Yeah, it
whatever
shouldn't be, yeah.
relationship-
my
Now,
thing
here's
is
what
my
I
thing
For a
am
is
guy,
interested in.
I can
it's
understand if like
experience.
if
You
you're
need it.
younger, I can understand being younger, like, you know, that may mess with you. How, you know, we all grew up as children, blah blah blah. Like, oh, you slept with more than one. You didn't, blah,
Are you
blah,
hitting
blah.
it raw
tends
or
to
you
come
hitting
out
it
in
protected, you know what I
conversation
mean?
naturally.
I think that's more
That's a
Yeah.
more that's a
that
more
one's more
relevant
relevant.
question.
You know,
If
But
you
like-
if you
I don't know. I don't know.
are you hitting it raw? Or are you using protection? You know,
Yes,
like
that's a valid
that's a lot
question.
more
Yeah.
relevant.
Yeah,
But see, that's
especially if you're
what's
ready
weird.
to have like step into that.
here's the
part
thing though.
of
What's weird is I think people
sharing
get
intimacy.
offended when they hear that question more than, you know, how many of you slept with. You know,
Or
like,
even-
they're,
even-
And
they're
if
more
people are
prone
getting
to
offended-
answer.
hey,
They're more
listen,
prone to answer that.
People
Why
are getting
is that?
offended if you ask if a female, and this was a big thing back when I was younger. Like women were almost not allowed by society standards to ask if you're using protection or to carry protection.
Oh, I actually
yeah.
females get
Remember, I'm
offended
older,
if you
so-
actually put
So-
protection on
so-
and you
so,
smash
like,
The
if
them.
you
thought,
carry
the thought
protection-
of my
I
parents
have
killing
seen
me kept protection in my back pocket.
But you're a male, so men could carry protection,
But-
women were
But
automatically
it was never
assumed to be-
never suggested though.
Right,
It's
but
always
because your
been, you know.
parents are freaking
But
cool.
what
Pull
about
out game.
what about the
but-
females that get offended when you put protection on to smash them?
And so that should be a red flag for you.
So it'd be like,
yeah, because
that
that
should
one
be
hit.
a mad
I just heard
flag.
what you said. I'm like,
because if she's offended with you, she's been offended.
I did have one girl that said she was allergic to latex, and I'm like, I'm allergic to you.
I said, I got
No, it's just
and that's not like that doesn't protect you from HIV.
That should have been something that said, earlier before I went to the store. Like, you don't say that.
That's right. That is true.
That's one of those. I think you just.
You should
I think you probably like took it out my back pocket and put holes in it. Like, nah,
Yeah, that's why guys don't.
I see.
Trust
so does
females.
that answer your question, kid, about starting up a conversation and keeping the conversation engaged, like feeling the
how
pressure?
to keep moving on the conversation? Yes and no, because like we talked about starting that conversation, but there gets to be points in times where like when you're in the conversation, you're just like, yeah, okay, I don't really know where to go from here.
That's to change the conversation.
Yeah, you try to no, you
answer question with a question.
For me, like I did 2 conversation changes. Like I don't try to move on to that third one because then like it seems like if I'm changing the conversation twice personally,
then you like avoid.
Yeah, like
you don't necessarily have to do it like that. You just got to answer another question with a question.
Or just how about you're just honest and say,
I was about to say, what's wrong with just being?
I don't even know how to answer that question. What do you think?
Yeah, that's an answering the question with a question.
But he's being honest, right? Because that should let her know.
You're being upfront. You're being upfront first
nervous,
before you
maybe
ask the next question.
But it's still answering the question with a question, though.
Yeah,
okay. It's answering the question with a question. Okay.
He's like,
just let him have it. Goddamn it. Oh gosh. Man. Oh.
So okay.
I was allergic to latex. She thought that was funny.
So conversation is good.
Just come on.
And
come on
so
in.
here's the thing. So this happened to me once on a date. I'm sitting at the table having a conversation. This was like a first date. And I have my hands like this on top of the table, like normal. We're waiting for dinner.
For the picture.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like, okay. And the person that I was on a date with leaned over to hold my hand. And I was just like,
hold it back.
Hell yes, I did. Because
was there no chemistry?
Was it too early?
No, see, don't do that. Oh! Don't do that. Just say no.
Well,
that means a no. You were like,
wait.
She wasn't ready.
Wait, I wasn't ready.
She wasn't ready.
No, that's called you're trying to prepare your excuse.
No. Wait, I'm being honest, and I'm bridging to that memory right now.
Must have been a good night.
I get to this memory. I'm gonna get an excuse ready too.
The bullshit meter went off. She's like,
bullshit radar.
I'm gonna reach for my fork real quick and eat.
Yes, Wanda, that was. You know what? And I should have listened to that bullshit radar years ago. But that cue, he handled that extremely well, and he apologized and handled that extremely well. And then we went into just a regular. He did. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh, my bad.
I didn't realize how overtly obvious I was, and I was just like you could just. I don't play poker well, so my face just gave it all away. And so he apologized, and I was like, "I'm sorry. And he's like, No. And then we kept the conversation. We ended up that date was like maybe 3 hours long. It turned out to be, it turned into a relationship.
What's an appropriate time for a first date?
So don't get discouraged on a first response. Is what I'm trying to say. There's more. Hours
seems kind of short for a date.
That can jack a dude up.
Yeah, but and that's where I think that was part of the attraction that I had was how he handled that. Because he could have been a total ass about it, and he didn't. He was just super patient and. He asked me a lot of questions. I asked him a lot of questions. We talked about our families, and
I did all that in 3 hours.
And 3-4 hours. Yeah, we closed down the restaurant. That night.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Okay.
You left the open door there. I'm sorry.
Got him.
I love you.
She said we closed down the restaurant.
She said we shut down. No appetizers.
Idris, I can hold a conversation.
She said Idris, I can hold a conversation.
She is like, we brought the tiramisu to that motherfucker. Hell yeah.
Okay, so what else do you guys think we find attractive when we first meet a male that we're into?
Kind eyes.
Yes. Damn, King. You did your homework, honey.
No?
Yes, you. Kind eyes.
So, explain that because like
sincere.
you know what that sounds like?
Sincere
what that
eyes.
sounds like to me is, y'all ever heard the whole term like, oh, you look like a virgin. Like,
yeah.
How the fuck do you look like a virgin? So
I'm a
how
born
do
again
how
virgin.
do because like
I don't know, like Puss in Boots from Shrek.
Yo.
but no like I've gotten that compliment of, you know, oh, you have very kind eyes. I'm like, how the fuck do you know? I'm in uniform. Like,
It doesn't matter.
like I was just done being an asshole to a person. How do you know I have kind eyes? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. So I need that explained. What are kind eyes?
Oh,
like,
she said she's taking notes.
Just a softness to yours that
Sounds like a bitch.
if you were just
Hey, we done forgot about all our.
This is why she has to sit next to me, because I gotta throw her off. Like, she soft. She said, you know, very soft. I'm like, yep, sounds like a bitch.
if I notice that you're like, here, I'll give you an example, right? So Luis, our friend, right?
Don Luis.
Hey,
hey, you better be at the club right now.
Let me tell you, he was like super pissed one of the nights, and he turns around and he like rips somebody, and then comes right back to me, and whatever that face was completely shifted and was just like talking to me like he knows me.
So like when I was like,
So like
during
that
opening
night
night
that you were so, I don't know what happened, that you were like you came from, oh, there was going to be a fight in the bathroom. And then
But
you
how
came,
did that have to do with soft
and then
eyes,
you
though?
came to me and you were like, I promise you I'm going to get you that drink like boom. And that is where we can see the sincerity in the eyes.
Oh,
You see
that's
how that happens?
sincerity. I was like,
And
you know what I'm saying?
He said so
kindness.
high.
yeah, you
And-
had
but
a
you're-
mistake.
no.
You said soft
Guys.
and
But
Yeah, you
guys,
gentle. I'm like,
You
I'm
threw
pissed
me
made.
all off. I was like, wait,
when
hold
you
on.
say
But here,
when you
your
say soft,
whole
I'm thinking
face
of
gets soft.
snuggle. I'm thinking of
Oh,
snuggle
God.
on the box. You
your,
know,
your whole face gets soft. That tells me you are in my space 100%. Like you're in my.
That's empathy,
I'm in your
right?
space 100%. No, it's you're
so
paying attention.
are you saying like sincere to
The person?
like you as the individual,
person,
right? Like
of
not
course.
overall. 'Cause
No, the person.
Okay,
Because you're trying to
alright.
impress the person, right? You're impressing. No,
I think
hold on.
when that comes out to that individual, I think that's
it's your
like
natural
you said earlier,
state, right?
It's a natural state.
Like if you
doesn't-
couldn't
it comes.
change that and you would have came at me with that same energy, it would have kind of thrown me off a little bit. And that's okay if it happened. I mean, I'm not going to judge you by one moment.
Right,
but
right.
if then as a woman I add up all those moments, I'm like, okay, this is a part of his character. Do I want that? No. Right?
I get judged by a lot of one moments, and they still affecting me to this
And
day.
so if you get judged by a lot of one moments and that's not what your intention is, and I just had this happen to me, if your behavior is not matching your intention, that's feedback for you, which is really hard to hear but important, then you have to figure out what all those moments are looking like
You know,
and
what's
changing
weird
the
about that,
behavior
though?
around that moment.
What's weird about
Does that make
though,
sense?
Is like just in relationships, period. Because I know for a lot of reasons, there are some people that definitely misunderstand. The whatever the look in someone's eyes. Like there have been times when I was still a Marine, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to my chain of command freaking rat their mouth off to me. In my head, I'm like, okay, this is a 30-second ass chewing, just take it. And they're like, well, you need to get that look off your face. I'm like, see, when stuff like that happens,
I
it's
get
like,
that a lot.
now wait, I didn't have a look on my face, but once you said that, now the look is there. So now you have gotten me to that point of pistivity. And
Pistivity. Is that a word?
I was already like zoned out already.
Yeah.
Anyways, every ass you and I ever had, I was already zoned out.
Yeah,
Like,
you just kinda-
I zone out, but
so
then
I'm like, yeah, I'm just standing here.
I think
It's got to be hard for you guys
I think
too.
there's two avenues
because
I think a lot of it has to do with, like, to be frankly honest, not to jump to that card, but I think a lot of it has to do with the race card. When you're talking about specifically like with military, I think a lot of it has to do with the race card. Because me and another individual, and that individual may be Hispanic, Latin, whatever, we'll see eye to eye. But then me and my officer, fucking white bread from Naval Academy, he's like, oh, you appear to be threatening.
well, that's a cultural thing, right? Like there's
You
similarities.
from the Naval Academy. I'm from DC. So what the fuck you want from me?
Southside.
Because we
Southside
always
Trying to
Benny
keep
Road,
it real,
you feel me?
dude. Like, what's up?
we tend to relate more to those that are similar
Yeah.
to our
Unenlisted
culture,
peers.
right?
That's why.
So then
that's
how
why me and
does
you click?
so
Yeah,
then
yeah.
so then how does that work when
With
when
females?
when you meet a female and you're deciding
I think
what does this female want and like about attraction.
I think the sincerity can be like, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe the bullshit meter may come off a little bit, because I think every guy upon first contact, most times, often than none, you know, you're not thinking like, you know,
fake it for a little bit.
If I'm really
No,
attracted to you,
we all do it.
I'm really
Yeah.
attracted to
You
you
gotta
at
be real
first,
with it.
yeah.
We all become
That
peacocks.
first-
We want to
that first
show
you
our,
gotta have
our
game
best.
plan with it.
You're gonna show a little sincerity,
Yeah.
but you know, it might be one of those, like, as the date progresses on, it's like, you know, that sincerity you saw in my eye has slowly crippled to moments of boredom. So
Yeah,
I hope you see that in my eye. Like,
Absolutely. So this is not a one moment snapshot. This is a collection of snapshots of what I'm sharing that a lot of women and I'm not the
gotta be
gospel
super
speaker
game planners.
for all women. But you know, there's
shout out
a
to all
lot
the women
of
on here right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out
Mika,
to-
Lauren, Naomi, miss you all.
And also, you guys have
Oscar.
to pay attention to our intention, right? Like, what if our intention is just to go out?
Use it. Use it,
You
Wanda.
see this nonsense?
They like my word.
You see, they're not they're not paying attention.
Oh, I'm about to say.
This is
My eyes say otherwise.
did,
I made you smile.
I am like, I think I have a fever. And that's, thank you, humor. Humor will take you guys so far. Humor
so-
will heal. I am like,
yeah, I'm about to
humor?
say.
No,
Yeah, 'cause
well,
Forced humor or natural
what,
humor?
'Cause you
what
got
is
some-
forced humor? What
Forced
the hell
humor,
is
like when you know, like when
when
you're
you're
trying to tell a
you're
joke.
trying to
But
tell a joke.
It's
or,
not funny.
It's not
And you're the
funny.
only one laughing to your own jokes. That's not funny.
Like when you're doing a Kevin Hart type deal, you know, you do the whole. You laugh to your own joke, but it's not funny. It's just like.
What's funny is that laugh.
So if we still like you at this point, we're gonna think you're being cute, even though we won't be laughing at your joke. But we'll say, oh, that's
They're
just
gonna bring
cute,
it up
because that's like
later
a
on.
little.
They're gonna bring it up later on, like 2 weeks later. You remember that joke that you gave? That was not funny at all.
You were cute, baby, but it wasn't funny. Or after the 10th time you say the same damn joke, it's not funny.
She's outside, but I don't see no girls.
Hey, hold on, let me see that.
Come inside.
What girl is that?
Come on inside. Come
Yes,
join us.
please. And ladies, like if you're locally here, please come in or chime in and send in your. So we like
All she did
humor,
was say okay.
So
right? We like humor.
humor
Now
that's
here's
not
where
forced.
here's where
Humor that's not
humor
forced, right?
sucks, right?
I'm like, yo, what
It
you
depends on the female, right? So some females are okay with humor that's bashing. I'm not
she was
like if
here.
you're making fun of someone who we shouldn't be making fun of, or just if your humor is crass, that's not fun. But if it's humor that's funny and
My humor is
smart
always
and
sexual.
or sexual or whatever
always sexual. What
about-
whatever you guys put out,
That's my style.
our
No.
response to it is your meter.
What about like the goofy clumsiness type humor, like
Like you can't go up the stairs. Like what are we
Yeah.
talking
Nah,
about?
nah.
like
I was like
I
that
think
in
that's
high
my bad,
funny.
My bad, I got you.
What happened?
There's a little
Oh.
fry that popped out, whatever. like I'm not gonna lie, like wifey is really clumsy.
Well,
But
that's
it's-
cute.
it's
But if
super
you
fucking
see how,
adorable.
but you guys have to
It's
see his
super
face.
adorable. Yeah, I love
Like,
it.
exactly.
Because
And-
she does it and it's so innocent. I'm like,
Right, but that's because
that's
you
true.
find that endearing, and so that's part of her makeup, right? That you
Yeah.
find that sexy in
I'm a
her.
nerd.
So,
I
so
love nerds.
right, so like for me, I like nerdy guys.
Yeah.
I like
was a nerd
guys
in
who
high
could
school.
just be fun, like guys who could just laugh with you, and because I'm kind of a dork too, right? Like I'm nerdy in a lot of ways too, and.
I was about to say, there's a difference. You're
Are you the
you're
inhaler?
smart. You're not a nerd.
No,
Like-
no. I am. I'm nerdy in a lot of ways.
No, see,
but
there was Urkel and then there was Screech.
Get it.
neither.
Get it. Hit it with the
Am I
90s.
Urkel?
Yes, you're the Urkel.
Have you seen
Stefan.
Urkel now? Like Urkel is not
Yeah.
Urkel.
Urkel was Stefan, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I like
Screech,
Stefan.
Screech
I don't know
didn't
what
kind of
happened
come out
to
of.
Screech, man. Ooh.
Yeah, that-
Anyway, okay, so thank you for
Just saying, yeah.
I'm Urkel.
You're
Hold on.
smart. You're, you know.
Yeah, push it up. You gotta push it
Well,
up.
no, because
Right.
it would be nerd and smart are kind of the same as geek. That's kind of so Screech was the geek. Screech the geek, and then Urkel. Yeah, so.
So
Okay,
if
so
we
you are right.
laugh,
Okay.
or if you make us laugh and it's genuine, then that's another clue of what we like, right? So a lot of women like humor. Some women like physicality. So some women like the adventurous piece to a guy, like if he can keep up with that adventurous side of him, or spontaneity. Like
picking her up
I
and shit?
love spontaneity.
I've seen a lot more guys that are adventurous or spontaneous than women lately, though.
Really, I love spontaneity.
A lot of
my
females
wife,
are not
my wife is
spontaneous.
but I would say
Like
when it comes to adventure, like she's willing to go with me, but I'm the bigger risk taker. Like I'm like, yeah, let's go bungee jumping, let's go skydiving.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, but
That shit is
That's
I
spontaneous
would.
right there.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
adventurous.
fun.
But
like
I
our
say
villains
that.
are
I say that, but I'm
Like
also
me.
competitive, so.
Oh.
Then I'd have to be like, damn it, now I have to jump off this stupid ass Tarzan rope that I know I'm gonna die on, but I did it. Or so
Beat
like
you,
it's like I
motherfucker.
have to conquer my own fear. But so
But
then
it's that,
that's
like,
how
it's
you're
that- it's
learning
that,
her
all right, let's
character.
go
right?
bungee jumping and hold each other's hands. Bam, I
Oh
got you.
fuck no.
Do it.
We got
So and then
None of y'all
so
been bungee? That shit is tight.
Yeah.
and so that again, right? That if she responds to that, then that's boom, another hint that you know she's spontaneous. And all of this tends to happen in the courtship piece, and then you get into the relationship. Right. Oh well, wait. Even before we get into the courtship piece, what are the things that you think women like when you're dating, like you're serious, right? You're really talking about dating,
do we think-
and
what do you think
This is
we
after
got?
my
to
90-day
get
interview
us to get us like aroused and in the moment. Like what kind
Oh,
of
so
things?
we're moving more into
Well,
the
now
physical.
we're because we did the mental, we did the social, right? We and when you're with your friends, if you guys step us to the side, boom, you're lost. Like that's just a no.
Which means
Like if you're with your friends and you put the girl to the side and you
no, that
lose
don't
focus to
harm.
that.
Does that
yeah,
still
that-
happen?
Yes, it does.
Hey,
It does.
No. All right. So
Like,
I'm
like,
like,
we're
Wait, I'll
Caveat-
tell you, I was dating
caveat
this
to
guy,
this
right?
question.
And he's a music producer, and we went to the studio to go see an artist to finish up his stuff.
Right.
And when we walked through, this was such a turnoff for me. We walked in, and the studio was packed, right?
Right.
And he was in business mode, which I understood, not like super pissed. He walks in, and there's 99% men in there. There was one female in there, and then myself. And he goes straight to work with the artist, but forgets to introduce me, right? So I'm older, I'm mature, right? I walk in, and the
That's a
guys
no-no right there.
stand up when I walked in. And I was like, oh, shit, so we're going to play this like that. So I went and I introduced myself to everybody, like if I was single. Because you don't do that. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
walked
that's-
in
yeah,
with
that's-
me,
yeah.
because I could be anybody.
That's
I
a
could
no-no.
be just a guy, a girl
that's
that
a
you're
no-no.
That's-
hanging
yeah.
with, right? But if you don't want
that
anybody
open
to
yourself up to some
Right?
problems. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Hey, that was
Yes.
if that was me,
The nookie
If
you
that was
thought
me-
you were about to get is
Yeah.
not getting nooked.
ain't
somebody
nothing.
else is gonna
Look,
get that.
Yeah, that nookie just
Oh,
went to
somebody-
someone else's
Somebody,
cushion.
somebody else.
So
the third
you got-
homeboy, he
you-
looking at you loud.
Oh, yeah.
He came to
Was-
talk to
And
you.
then
So just
you
slide 'em
can't
in there,
act
huh?
like you're jealous or like the female did something because you. I mean, obviously, I'm respectful.
I'm
I introduce
sliding in the
myself
DM
just to be
afterwards, yeah.
respectful. But if you in one scenario hold your girl down like, hey, I'm with her.
Right.
You know, especially when it's around her friends and you want you want to be near her, you want her to introduce you, and you don't give her that same courtesy. Oh shit. That's nope.
Yeah. That's a no-no.
That's a
Yeah,
no-no.
yeah, I agree with
That's
that.
a no-no.
I definitely agree
You
with
got
that.
consistency.
promise
Consistency
you,
is
I
gotta do-
sexy.
You gotta do
guys.
consistency every day.
Yeah.
You gotta wake up and do it.
Not
Same-
promise you, I be
Same
that
way.
third
not
dude,
same
she
routine,
says hi
but
to you.
consistency.
I'll be the third and last dude she says hi to.
That is so true. That is so true. You better have a
why
lot
specifically
more
the
pluses
third? Like,
than negatives
because look,
I'll be the third and last.
because look, so when you first walked in,
No, it's okay.
Hey,
No,
No,
listen.
don't-
Hey,
don't
give a
explain
scenario.
it. No,
Give a
don't
scenario
explain
because I
it.
might
you-
agree with you.
when you first walked in, you went to work. You noticed who your girl first talked to,
Right.
and you looked at him and you was like,
Right.
"Don't try that." All right, cool. Then you saw the dude that like the second dude. All right, gave him that look. Now you're expecting the first homeboy to give that look to everybody else while you go work.
So wait, you guys work that hard?
Say
to
what?
like this is inside.
Yes, yeah.
You guys work that hard? You work the room with other men so that they know that she's
Hell
with you?
yeah.
That's how you do it?
Hell yeah. You can,
Like, hey,
this is my pride, yo.
hey, don't do that.
Interesting.
Don't go over there. Leave her alone, bro.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
that.
You
Hell
respect-
no, that wouldn't work for me.
No, you're not.
Because I'm not property.
You're not telling them like.
No,
you're not telling them.
you're
Physically.
not-
You're not telling
So-
them.
It's all in the
Essentially-
behavior, right?
Essentially, all right.
Like the guy should, like I
I'm
should
the-
let
I'm the-
other females and men know that you and I are together just in the way I behave with you. Right? And in the way I behave with myself. Like if I'm
Right.
with you and we're a couple, you know when couples walk through the door. I haven't met your wife and I know that you have a partner, right? Because it's how you behave. So, I mean,
That's not necessarily true. I mean, I done seen it the opposite way, especially working at the strip club.
because I don't need
I'm like,
I don't need
huh.
a man to be telling other men not to look at me or talk to me.
Well, no,
I
not,
hold
not, you're
my
not
own.
saying it.
No.
Not saying it. You're doing
No,
it with. You
so
doing it
it's off the principle. It's not. Oh, don't go up to her and not talk to her. You can have a conversation with her. But hey, listen.
You're like, yo, this is my girl.
Hey, that conversation that you might want to have, don't have.
So that's said through the eyes.
Yeah.
So wait, what?
I'm so
Wait a
lost,
minute.
yo.
Wait a minute.
I know what you're talking about. I've
So
done this a couple
guys,
times.
listen. I don't know about
You
ladies.
talking
If you
about
don't
the whole
agree,
lion,
let me know.
You talking about the lion, telling
Yeah.
the other lions
Yeah.
through the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Don't
hey,
talk to her.
No.
No, not
Ooh,
not to
that-
talk to her, but hey, don't have. This is my girl. Yes, respect that.
Do they ask you or do you put it out there?
No, so there, for my group of friends, like if we all go out somewhere and I meet them up with an individual, like I can give my
You
my
could
best.
say the individual is a woman. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You just say
Alright.
the
Okay, you're
individual.
the female you're
so I
with.
go meet. I come in with a female. Like I can give that first dude like that look like, hey, this is my girl. Like we may have that interaction. Like this is my girl. Hey, look, if I know
I've
I'm
never
preoccupied-
had to give a look. I mean,
I didn't know that.
I've never really gave a look. I guess that's a new thing. I've never given a look when it came like when
'Cause
my
that's
woman
a-
walks in, she's with me. She's
Yeah.
I'm
We
not gonna
know
say
that
she's
based
on my
how
hip,
you
but
bring her in,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
So like when
With
I
other
went
guys
to
who
test-
it's never a look like.
I mean,
it's-
like, if you
the
bring
only
her
time
in-
I would say this the only time that look comes out if it's excuse my word, if it's a nigga that don't know me, like
or
That's
here's
that's-
the-
the look.
That's
That's that look.
you said to your
Yeah.
friends. I'm not
Well,
talking
still,
about to my
you
friends.
still-
My
you still
friends
give that-
are already
here's
gonna
where
know.
here's where I would appreciate that look, right? That if I'm in this space and you're not next to me or whatever, and somebody approaches me and I feel uncomfortable, I'm gonna give you the look so you know I'm uncomfortable, and I'm this is just me, and I want you to step into that role of okay, she's not comfortable, I need to be around her, or I need to take her out of the situation, or I need to somehow let these people know that she's not single, like because it is uncomfortable for me. Like if I'm with somebody we're not in the same space but around each other,
I've never,
and people
I've
hit
never
on
had
me,
to
it
give
does
that
get
look. I've
uncomfortable.
never had to give that look
But
to
I don't need you
the
to
guys
let
that
people
know me.
give a
I've
look.
never had to
I
give that
wanna be
look to the
able to
guys
hold
that
my
know me.
own.
The guys that don't know me, that's the only time that look comes
Especially
out.
Hey,
like in the
that's-
club, you gotta
that's
get that look.
dude number
You gotta
three.
get-
So
yeah.
okay,
I'll
so
tell you.
that makes more sense. Yeah,
That's
that
dude
makes-
number 3.
Because guys, let me tell you, we do not find sexy not in the least bit feeling like you think you own us.
Oh, we didn't
At
say
least-
we
So-
own it.
So
We just said-
don't misunderstand. It's not a fact of we think that we own you. It's that personal pride in like, hey, look, like she is with me.
She's
so
taken.
Understand
That's
that
different,
she's
though.
That's
she's taken. She's
different.
spoken for. She's with
Yeah,
me at least for the
that's
night.
different.
Like,
Yeah, right.
At least for the night, at least.
respect the pride lands, man. Don't
You know what I'm
don't-
saying?
Don't start a
Yeah,
fight.
that's
Because,
different.
like,
do that.
That's different.
Especially if she went to the bathroom, you were like, you slide through after she come through. You know what I'm saying? Just see what's up. You know what I mean?
But that's
She actually
different
is.
because you're talking again about behavior, like couple behavior, right?
Yeah.
Where just in your behavior alone, people will know. I mean, I've been with male friends who, because we've been close friends, and it's strictly platonic. People
It came out. It came out.
People
Hey, look,
will
we got
assume
one
that
more
we're a
word.
couple, right? But we're not, and it's because
I know
male
I've
figure-
been that person a lot of times when it comes to a lot of my female friends. Like I've been that big brother, so to speak.
Yes,
Where it's
yes.
been, and that's just the understanding of me and her knowing like, oh, do you want motherfuckers to come up to you tonight? Let me know. No? Okay, cool. I'll leave you alone. If you want motherfuckers to leave you alone, then that's when it's like, all right, cool. The look comes on, and it's like,
And I appreciate that.
and
That's why I have so many
some
male
dudes do
friends.
come up to me and they're like, is she with you?
Yes.
She's not mine, but she is with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It's like
take
that
for what you
big
want to know
brother
from
kind
it.
of feeling. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Man, I thought she was gay.
So we've gotten through the whole.
Yeah, we were supposed to get back on the
scenario of friendship. So we covered
part,
we covered social, we covered mental stimulation, conversation, kind eyes, gentle touch,
snuggle,
welcome,
snuggle.
some snuggles in the dance floor.
Right.
King,
Whisper.
right?
No. Yeah, you gotta get the whispering in.
So we've been dating for whatever, and now we want to be more intimate. What do you guys think women like with
being
regard
spontaneous?
Foreplay.
Call her?
Okay.
Hey,
come on in.
Come in, Sasha. Come in, girl.
Come on in.
Come on, Sasha.
Who's
Sasha. Come on.
Sasha. Okay.
Come on, Sasha.
Sasha is coming in the house.
Sasha.
Hey, move over.
No.
Oh damn! King's about to play musical chairs
scoot
just to have
over.
Sasha sitting
No,
up.
I've earned my place.
Come on, Sasha. Give me a hug, girl.
Your shoes, baby. Shoes.
Okay.
I
Yay, we have another female here.
I would say before we get to that part, I would say definitely one thing is talking about that intimate level, like talking about getting into that intimate level. I think that's not done a lot of times. Is it's not brought up like, hey, are you ready to go to that next level? I think that's one of the things that women do love is
and I
when it is talked about, because that way it's like you're not rushing into it. You're taking time to consider her feelings, so on and so forth, and it's more appreciated.
And part of that intimacy starts in conversation, right? So being able to speak about. So when we have those kind of conversations, we're looking for how open you are to having a conversation about intimacy, and whether it's intimacy in touch and spending time.
Is your seat up? You good?
Welcome.
Come to the mic. Come to the mic.
Or what we prefer.
Everybody in here though today.
Factual.
Hey, Naomi,
Okay.
say hi.
Okay, back to your point.
Thank you.
My bad, sorry.
My bad. Sorry.
So it's when we're having a conversation, when we're ready to have conversations about, and it's a flow. This is not calculated. This is just a flow in the connection and chemistry that you have with that person. Is whether or not you can talk about sex and everything that encompasses sex, the intimacy piece, the actual piece, the aftermath
That's
piece.
a very important piece to talk about. That way you're not
Right.
misunderstanding any signals that are thrown while you're in the middle of your raunchiness.
Yeah, you gotta ask that. You gotta ask them if they're comfortable with it.
Do you like your back scratched? Yes, I
I really do.
Fun, right? Like you can have
you
a
draw
lot
blood.
of fun having that conversation before the fact. That's a sapiosexual foreplay.
Right.
That is really, for me, that is
that
super
gets
exciting.
the senses tingling.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Right.
when you're talking about it's like,
the brain is your best.
what'd you just ask me?
Exactly, right?
Hey,
and the
you like your back
blushing and
scratch?
all of
Oh.
that is super cute. Yeah. So
Your
that
back
in
scratch?
itself can be a complete turn on, and
Right.
and whether or not there's compatibility there, right?
Wet
And it
master.
can absolutely go south. But,
Yeah, it does.
But what do you think about that conversation?
Go south in a good way and a bad way.
Yeah, I don't had that.
Yes,
I don't had that with
yes.
south like a couple times.
We know Wetmaster.
Yes.
No. I'm saying the conversation. Like, it wasn't on me. It was on the girl. Like, the girl asked some
He
questions.
went
I was
down
like,
south to have his vanilla latte.
You were like your whipped up blended.
Oh no. If she's smelling down there, this is automatically. Oh, you gotta go to the shower.
He
just
just
smell-
jumped
he
the
just-
curve. He really,
Hey, you just said it though.
he went through the drive-through. He didn't pick the
did.
drink up.
He
just
passed go. It didn't
Anyways.
You went
know I'm
straight
gonna
to
be-
jail.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna be polite anyway.
So in the conversation of intimacy, what do you think we want to hear, and what do you think
in the conversation of intimacy,
Yeah,
or
and you're
or
now
in-
we're in
or-
a
or
conversation.
in
We're
the
gonna have a
act- or in the
conversation.
act of
Not
intimacy,
yet.
like what?
Yeah, it's all intimate.
You have
right?
to get a
if
wet
you and
though,
I are
so-
having a conversation about sex and sexuality and intimacy, it's all intimate, right?
Yeah, it's all in the mind. You gotta play with the mind.
Yes.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying?
The brain is
so
your
if you
number
know
one
if she
I
know
think-
she like
organ for
control.
foreplay.
I think
you talk about
if
stuff-
you're
yeah.
talking about it in a sense that makes it playful.
Yes, we definitely.
Because
like
if you're
that.
just talking about it like, all right, cool, let's go to Starbucks, talk about
No,
sex,
you
it
never
just
talk
sounds
about
boring.
it.
Like,
Who talks
no, I'm just
about
saying
it
like,
like
I'm
that?
just saying like,
it has to
it
flow. It has
can't,
to
yeah,
flow.
How you doing, girl?
it has to flow.
And it sometimes can get triggered by a touch, right? Like you do that in
Or look.
kind of
Hey.
punch.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? You lit the lips.
You understand what I'm
Hey.
saying, right?
Yes.
hey, look, it's been a y'all had a real good day.
Sorry.
Y'all had a really good day. Y'all coming home at
Start
you got that
side.
look.
Bam.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
It is.
Right? The look or like a sweet whisper, a text, a talk.
Sasha, what do you think?
She wasn't even paying attention.
what? What were we talking about? What are we talking about?
So in the conversation of intimacy, what are some things that you like?
That women like.
That women like. That you think women like. That you know women like.
What?
I don't think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
intimacy.
what do you find
Attractive
in men? What do you want men
To say to you.
know?
Type?
Yeah.
Right. What do you want men to know about you that
Me?
that they should know? What should men know about women so that we can like them more?
Looks?
Looks. So they have to take good care of themselves? Or that women have to take good care of themselves? Okay.
Both. Goes both ways.
Yeah, she's so nervous.
No, it's okay. Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous. You put her on a spot like that, though.
It's the heat. It's the heat.
That's what we do, though.
76.1.
We can turn the switch on. It's
What
protege
do
right
we
here.
want men to know about what we like? What do we want men to know about us?
What?
Yeah, like good listener,
Eye contact.
eye contact, like talking conversation.
So a guy that smells good, you know.
Yeah, you giving her all the points.
Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
That they talk.
Prada.
Conversation. See, that's the number one thing that came to her mind. Conversation. Good conversation, right? Yeah. That they listen to us.
Watching shoe game.
Watching
What?
what? Huh?
Somebody said watching shoe game.
Watching what?
Shoe game. Shoe game. Watch. Smell good.
Shoot. Oh.
Chanel number 5.
So okay. So I think also women so one of the things that we find erogenous is your smell. But I'm not talking about like
Cool
Dolce
water.
Gabbana. No, I'm talking
Your natural smell.
your natural smell.
natural
And you
What's
know,
the natural smell?
natural smell, like when you take a shower and you have no perfume on or anything, your body smell.
Natural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought nachos.
Oh, natural. No, natural.
I don't want to smell like no nachos.
Natural. You know where we get that scent from? Where we can find that scent in a man, or maybe you guys in a woman. Do you
Behind
know
the
where?
ear, the neck.
What did you say? The natural smell?
Where
you can find
Wait,
that?
where
On the
we
natural?
find it on a woman, or where women find it on a man?
Both.
Oh, on the
I'm
chest.
curious where you guys find it in women. Where do you smell our natural scent and our pheromones?
Yeah, chest.
Vagina. Oh my God.
That's the most natural place
No, Dios mío.
I'm sorry.
We never go a show without me saying, "Ay, Dios mío."
Is that? I don't see
that's
why it's a
one
bad thing.
smell.
Yeah, because if her
That's
pH
one
levels
smell.
is not
That
right,
is
That-
one. That
very
is one
important.
major
No,
smell.
because you guys have a smell in that area too. That is not your whole body smell. I'm talking
Right.
oh
about.
no, hold on. Oh,
That will take
come
over your
on.
body smell.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
God, if that takes over your body, if
That's
your-
bad.
If your
How does that
private
smell
area
down there take over your whole body?
we
Yeah.
got
Not for a
problem.
guy.
What you mean? I'm confused though.
We were
Alright.
talking about the guy.
Yeah, the guy.
Did you just go through the drive-through without collecting the money too? The fuck?
I'm on the
I don't
female.
know what you talking about. You lost me. Anyways,
we need you to look at the
but-
time and retrace
but
your
anyways, but
steps
female,
and catch
like,
up to us.
A chest area.
Her chest area is
It's
where
going to
you
give you
find her smell?
a natural smell. I mean,
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Where?
It might sound weird, armpits.
But
Yeah, absolutely. That is-
I'm
That's
like
really
I'm just
one
being
area.
I'm just being scientific. Armpits.
Okay.
If a girl smell like, I mean, you can smell all that shit.
natural
Chest,
smell.
yeah.
Her hair.
And then in that area, well, hair they usually put something in their hair no
No,
matter
that's
what.
true, but
Long
after
When they
a
come out
curly
of the
hair.
shower, no
wash,
matter what.
right?
Long
Yeah.
curly hair.
Natural curls.
It doesn't even have to be long curly hair. It could be short curly.
You know
Shout,
where
hey,
it's
shout
like-
out to you, Fox. I love your short curly hair.
But if her
Girl.
pussy smell, then it's just.
Ay, Dios mío.
Okay, wow, you just
So one of the places that we can, I don't know, I haven't asked any of my female friends, but this is where I can smell a man's natural scent is right here. Like if we're kissing, I can smell you, right? I don't know why. I can always pick up your natural scent in this area when and I'm pointing to my lips, by the way, for those that can't see. Like
Upper
when
lip
you're
so
kissing, right? When you're kissing, there's just something very natural about the lip area of a guy's face that I can smell your skin and your pheromones. And then obviously like behind the
Can't kiss after pizza though.
No, you know what I'm talking
cheesy
about.
marinara.
Shut up. So natural smell, like if your natural smell is really arousing, then your pheromones are on point. Then there's a lot of chemistry
there. Is that why the eyes roll to the back of the head during some kisses?
So don't like bathe yourself in cologne so much, or else when she does get your natural smell, she may not like it, and that will be a turn off.
It's about bathing in the cologne. I think it's just making sure that the cologne matches your natural pheromone.
Yeah.
Like some people like
cool water.
It may smell
wonderful,
right, when you're sampling, like, smells good, but it may not smell right on your skin. Like,
but
most
still,
guys don't
let her
that,
smell your natural body scent, because if you shower and you guys are now a couple, right, and you shower and your natural body scent, like the natural body scent that you notice when you're asleep, because that's your most natural state. If she doesn't find that attractive, that's going to be like a massive problem.
I do know an easy way to find out if the person that you're dating is attracted to that smell is when you wake up and they're on your side of the bed.
Yes.
That's definitely
or if she wears your clothes, or steals your pillow,
yeah.
like all that.
Does
Those
a
are
lot.
like all good hints and tips.
I like how you said the
about
last one, stealing the clothes.
Stealing the clothes.
I found,
Yes.
She put this sweater on, it's official.
Yep.
Wifey, I know you probably have my sweater on right now.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Everybody out there.
all nice, warm, bundled up.
When you wear this, you're official.
And that
she
is
does that on
arousing
the
because
regular.
we associate that smell. So like even when you're not around us, if we associate a smell with you, then that's like you're in.
It really is going that way.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let's let them pass.
Oh shoot.
This is a rarity here in Okinawa, right? Like I don't really
I've never
see
seen a fire
firemen.
truck. It's the first time.
Looks like a toy fire truck. What else do you guys think women like when it comes? Now we're in the stage of we are a couple.
Cuddling.
Cuddling, yes.
I do that a lot. You know what I'm saying?
So
Cuddling.
is it so
pillow talk, which I
Cuddling
hate.
is so good. I love it.
So which one do you like more though? Is it the guy spooning the woman, or is it the woman spooning the guy, or does
I don't
it
like
not
when
really
females
matter?
I like the whole pretzel thing, like where I'm on top of your chest and you have your arm around me, and then you got this.
I
and I
that
love
shit.
like
I
putting
love
my
that
legs
shit.
between your legs and
that's
feeling
the
that.
best.
I call it like the pretzel hug.
I like pretzels.
Yeah,
That's the best after sex though.
And
it is. It is.
when y'all can lay just butt
Yes.
naked and just like.
It really is.
You don't hit it.
That's
you don't hit
super
it right, man.
intimate, right? That's super intimate. And even if at that point you fall asleep, which is awesome because more than likely she will too, being able to fall asleep on your chest, there's something so relaxing about that. And if you're doing it, but remember, so you're coming off of this like super intense high, and your heart was racing, and then you start to hear that change in rhythm of your heart. Oh, I find that so intimate and so beautiful, and so connecting.
I've noticed that women do like when after y'all had sex, after y'all beat cheeks, whatever. When the guy gets up just out of the bed, just butt ass naked.
Yeah, we
Why?
find that sexy because
Like,
I think there's this
let me get up.
I did that.
I gotta go take a piss.
She over there.
She just
I did that.
y'all got this little smirk on your face when you see the back, when you see the ass. You're like,
I just got that. Listen, you guys.
What the fuck are you doing right now?
Women, I think we're underestimated in this area, but women are equally, I think, in my opinion, visually stimulated.
Yeah.
Like, I am visually stimulated by my partner, no matter, whatever that is sexy for me.
I think most women are naturally more days now like attracted to a man's ass instead of like what guys would think would be like, the chest and the abs and the arms. Y'all have a thing for guys' asses. I don't know why.
Yeah, and I think also society tends to like shape our, right, because ass is like a big thing now. It's been the big thing for the last 10 years. Ever since J-Lo hit the field really hard, ass has been a big
this was
actually,
before
no.
J-Lo.
Yes,
Before
you're right.
J-Lo.
Iris Chacon really set the
Man.
stage for Puerto Rico with that big booty. But
Selma Hayek and
so before that, so let's rewind before the sleeping on the chest. Where do you think women's erogenous zones are?
Behind the ears.
Behind the ears.
that small point on the neck.
Okay.
It's like the small
nipples.
I found
Inner
Nipples
thighs.
are
some
definitely
girls love
erogenous
booty
zones.
rubs.
Inner
Hey,
thighs.
that-
Like
Inner- oh, I was about to say
if
inner
you
thighs.
trace, if a guy traces the fingers on the inner thigh and just kind of
And like,
y'all do this little ting like.
you know, if you
You're
rub
like,
like,
oh
the,
my god.
you rub like the back of her like spine, like the nice and slow.
All the way to the tailbone.
Yeah, to the tailbone, and then you do a little like a W shape. You know what I'm saying? You go,
So
bam.
touch,
Of course
right?
the
That
butt,
kind
of
that
course the
gentle
booty.
touch.
Yeah,
Of course the
right?
booty.
Hey, I know so many girls that they're like, yo, if I could find an actual guy that will give me a booty rub, that would.
And actually, you know,
Or
there's
laying on the booty.
yeah, because you know
Girls
what?
actually do like that. Y'all like when guys use your booty as a pillow. I don't
Really?
understand.
Yeah, that is.
I'm
that is
glad
true.
y'all like it
But let
because
me
that's
tell
an
you,
amazing
actually,
pillow.
There's a reflex point right there, right? So you know
Where, like, in
the
the-
butt.
where the dimple of the
No,
booty is,
no.
or-
When you go around the butt to the bottom of like where her leg
curvature?
starts to connect with the butt. I don't know what that area is called.
Say the what?
like the cup.
the under cheek
Yeah, right.
booty.
So you're
The under cheek.
cupping the butt cheek, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You
butt
you
cheek.
you definitely
You
got
do
to
this on this side, so-
And then
so-
underneath that area where right before you get to down to her thigh, right? There's a reflexology point there. I learned. And if you
Is that like the
squeeze
percolating
it,
point? Because
like
the
let's
song that was
I can't
called a
describe
percolator.
it.
Like,
And so
I know
if you
what you're
squeeze
talking about.
it,
I know exactly what you're
Squeeze it.
talking
yes,
about.
like if you squeeze and massage that area, that is a reflex point, and it's an erogenous zone for
try
a lot.
that out.
Hey, you definitely
And you
gotta
know
do
where
it.
else in the back of the
pretty
knee?
sure I already have,
That
but I'm
same
gonna
point
try
is
that
in the
out.
back of the knee, and you massage the back of the knee. I was like, what was that? Like, yeah, super exciting.
Yeah,
People-
when you get her in the front,
she was like, I gotta try that one.
yeah, you should. Like, hey guys, if you haven't tried that, find that erogenous.
So the cup of the booty,
erogenous
like
zone.
right,
You can do that on a
Hey, just
massage.
get booty rubs,
booty
man.
right there, go like that.
Right. So just follow the shape of her bum and where it ends, right there. Put your thumbs into that area in a gentle
Sasha
massage.
over there taking notes. She's
And
like, yeah.
she's like deep in thought here. Let me show you guys. Who's Sasha? Hi, Sasha.
Oh, stand
Like
stand
the
up. I'll
booty.
show you.
Here, stand up. I'm not gonna touch you. I'm not gonna touch you. I
mean,
promise.
it's happening,
Turn around.
so-
You see this area where the butt and the thigh connect? So you take.
I was gonna do the same
Yeah,
thing.
I'm in an awkward spot.
What are you talking about? You need to learn so you can teach your woman.
Oh, I'm very great at giving booty rubs.
I'm not talking about.
My keys back there.
Anyway.
That's where it starts.
My charger.
And then right here, in this area right
Ah,
Yeah, it's about there, but oh yeah. So I'm taking notes too
so
now.
that's-
reflexology.
Oh, and we were talking. Remember, we were having this conversation about toes. So there's a reflexology.
Oh.
Only because I go to a chiropractor
Yeah.
who does
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
acupuncture.
yeah,
And around the
Like-
big toe, if you squeeze that area, also it's supposed to be erogenous. I'm not a big I don't like the whole toe sucking
Yeah, I don't-
thing. I know some women are into getting their toes sucked and stuff like that. I'm
I
not
like
a big thing.
biting the inner calf.
I'll take you to go
but
get a
the
pedicure.
The ankles, like rubbing around,
Yeah,
touching
yeah.
around the ankles
Yeah.
and the inside of the foot is
That's yours.
also
Oh, this
erogenous.
me.
Where else do you think
Me
women
into my
find
feet.
erogenous? What else do you think women find erogenous?
Obliques.
Ladies, if you're
Obliques.
chiming
Did we
in.
say the breasts?
No.
He did. He said nipples.
Yes, definitely said nipples. Yeah,
Yeah, the nipples.
Actually-
area.
Obliques, you know.
sucking on like the lower lip.
The obliques.
Yeah, and then like
I know some girls that like actually love
Where are the obliques?
your size.
Oh, that's ticklish. Yeah. Kissing
and
the
then
lower
massaging
lip.
like the back of their tongue.
You mentioned that. I don't know how I feel about that.
It
She's
works.
like, I'm disturbed.
Massaging the back of the what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said last week massaging the back of the tongue with
Yeah.
your partner's tongue.
Yeah.
Like
You never did that before?
I don't know if I have because I'm trying to envision it.
Yeah.
But
See?
do
It's
chime
skills.
in, do
It's-
share
it's
what you
skills
guys
right there, I'm
think
telling you.
Okay,
women
webmaster.
find erogenous.
Okay, webmaster.
And
Hey.
so and here's the most important thing about all this information we're sharing today. Don't cookie cut it.
No.
And just explore her. Like it's so much fun to explore an intimacy with your
with
partner.
food too.
And,
makes
and
girls
it
go
doesn't
crazy, though.
always mean that it has to be touch. Looking, just staring at. Like I find
You give her
that
that
so
look?
damn sexy. Just
her that
staring and the anticipation of I can't
that
touch
look,
you
you
right
gotta give
now.
her that
And so okay, so we now we're dating. We're a couple. Now we're in a long-term relationship.
Like that.
Do the whole
What
Clark Kent
happens?
smile though.
What happens? What happens? Why? What changes in a long-term relationship?
I think people get
Consistency
complacent.
gets
yeah.
lost.
Complacency.
Yeah, they get complacent because you feel like some guys they feel like
I already did everything.
Yeah, like I've done everything.
I don't score multiple touchdowns already. I don't need to score no more.
And it becomes boring for the guy. Does it become boring for the guy?
Sometimes that it becomes boring necessarily.
You gotta change it up.
I think it's a loss as to, damn, what else can I damn do? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Especially like
but
5 years.
I think a lot of that is due to, you know, most guys are so well endowed with getting that particular individual that they want to be with, that they put all the cards out there and you don't save anything.
Right.
Slowly, because I think that's what it is we miss the point of understanding that it's the small things that do count, and if we understand that it's the small things, we should understand that we don't have to use
everything,
big things to get to that, you know, to get that attraction from someone. Like for me and my wife, it was the small thing of, you know, hey, let me teach you how to dance this one little line dance. Mm-hmm. That was it. Or, you know, we
cha-cha.
would, yeah. No cha-cha.
I think when you're at the stage of long-term relationship and when you're living together or married, other stressors come into the play. The anticipation of seeing the person changes. You know, you've got now like financial stressors and all this other work stressors that kind of get in the way, and then you lose and the routine and all of that. You lose the magic of what you did during courtship, and so I would share. Try capturing, I can't speak. Recourt, like begin. Remember, look at your partner and who she is now, because she's probably not the same person she was 9 months ago or however long you've been together.
For me, I personally always return back to like what got me and my girl together, like what made us friends, like what was my interaction. Because yes, like after the long terms, you might, for some couples, that you might lose that spark, but what always can reignite it is finding out what initially got you like interested into that person.
I know it sounds simple, but I think for like two things that definitely helped me and my wife are the fact that, you know, when we first met, one of the big things we talked about was just food. Like, she was in the States for a period of time, and I hadn't been back to the States. So when we started talking about so many different foods that we missed or, you know, we had in common, it was like that was one of the things that we do is every now and then when we do get that time to ourselves, let's go venture somewhere and just eat.
And be foodies, right?
Freaking awesome.
And
so that was one of the biggest things we did when we were in mainland was when we were in mainland, it was a lot of like, we drank and we had some hookah, but the best time was when we went to this little fruit parlor that was in Shibuya. And I mean, it was very bougie, you know, for us to be like, for us, we were looking at everybody like,
it's like pineapples.
Damn, I feel like, you know, she need to have a dress on. I need to have a suit on to be in this place. But, you know, it was still cool for us, you know. The last day, the day of our flight, we went to this really small French toast spot because we both love French toast. And they had good music. The French toast was freaking awesome. Like, they had gorgonzola with apple type shit. I didn't know you could do that. That was awesome. So that, you know, like, have something in common that you know you both can, something that's never really going to run out of. You can go visit different places and do that particular thing. Another thing for us was, you know, for me, it was always reconfirming with my wife, like, hey, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, I love you.
Compliments.
Like, whether it's said, whether it's reaffirmation,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's something that's so small but has such a big impact that I think if guys actually remember that, it plays such a vital role in making sure that your relationship continues to succeed.
I think for us women is appreciation, right? I think men want to feel appreciated for their hard work and their efforts and trying to, you know, do what they can for the family.
I just want to cuddle.
Well, and that is a sense of appreciation. Spending time with you, choosing you in that moment of time is important.
Or take us out with your coworkers.
And
don't take me out with
that.
That
had a lot of energy. So one of the things that I find really important is that the longer you're in a relationship, if you find that the things you used to do aren't working anymore, it's probably because maybe she's evolving and changing. And so for women, we want you to stay interested in our lives because it's important, right? It's important for us.
Right.
And to not box us into who we were when you met us 10 years ago. but acknowledge who we've become, because at that point you've become a big part of that evolution also, right? And if we're telling you something's missing, genuinely work on it. That it isn't it isn't a criticism to you, but a hey, notice this, right? So like for instance, in your example, today she likes French toast. Maybe in 15 years she'll be like, if I look at another French toast, I'm gonna, maybe she changes to like pancakes.
I was about to say that's why they got pancakes and they got
exactly,
waffles and they got crepes and they got.
Pay attention to that. If that one day she says, I want to try waffles today. Oh wow, baby,
waffles and chicken.
What
I'll
made
be
that?
like, stay in bed. I'll make some waffles.
Right, exactly. Like that. That is.
Hey
so
men, y'all, more men need to learn how to cook. I'm saying that.
Yes, they do.
That shit is.
We do like that. That we do find that sexy.
That shit is
and here's the big
gold
one,
mine right there.
Here's the
They
big
give you
one.
so much play right there.
After you have children, what do you guys think we want in intimacy after the children are born?
Peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet.
A babysitter, so you can.
Yeah,
Yes.
Or just kick the children out and say, go play till the lights come on.
Hey,
I know it's what my parents did.
My parents, they're like, hey, you're going outside today. You're not going to come back. You're not going to come back in until the lights come on.
So
after 12,
so
though.
you
Make
had
sure it's after
mentioned something
lunch.
about
So you got 8
sharing
hours.
with her how beautiful she looks, because we are
That was really gonna be.
our
It
bodies
would be
hell and
not only
back
that, but
to make a baby.
not only the
Because you realize we're
reaffirmation,
making a human in
not
our
only the
body.
reaffirmation, but doing that in front of your kids.
Say what?
Right.
What about the whole baby thing?
I would definitely give
I missed that part.
give my dad like huge props for that. Like that was something I grew up seeing from him. Like he would always tell my mom how gorgeous she is, how beautiful she is, and how much he loves her, so on and so forth, right in front of me. So I'm looking like, yo, dad about to get played. Hey. Yeah, yo.
I see. I never even thought about that when I was a little kid.
I see you.
But it used to
And
happen
be
all the time, though.
sincere about your compliments, because we'll know if you're just saying it just to keep peace. Like, be
Hey,
sincere.
hey,
Like,
I'm
if that
brutally
dress
honest.
does not look good, tell us. But be gentle with your words, obviously. But I mean, it depends on your relationship.
way.
If you have
I
a
missed the whole
relationship
baby
where
part,
whatever, sex can change after a baby. So you find
Gotta
new
find new
ways to
points.
rebuild that intimacy
It
again.
changes a lot.
Right underneath the butt.
6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks,
And
It's 6 weeks.
6 weeks. That's still a long time.
And sleeplessness for a new mom is like not being able to sleep is a big deal, and for dads too. I mean, you guys are
I was able
up
to sleep.
with us. But there are a lot of factors that can contribute to changing. But remember that we are constantly evolving. Like if anything comes out of this whole 2 hours tonight is that the things that we like with regard to intimacy and everything under that umbrella is communication, to really find out what we like and then what you're going to do with that information.
Exactly.
Some people use their clothes in the bedroom. They find out what happens.
Wait, what?
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 The hell
What
did
are
you
you talking
I
about?
You
missed
just
that.
skyrocketed straight to Mars. Come back.
I missed
Come
that.
back to Earth.
I was texting. What'd you say?
I don't know, something about.
I was
in the
looking right at
bedroom,
you
it
as you
gets
were talking.
skyrocketed.
What?
What happened?
He was like 3 conversations back. What happened?
No, some people like you was talking about listening, understanding, comprehending everything that like somebody your significant other says. And I just said that people do listen, comprehend, and they bring nails to the bed.
Ah, and it's a good thing.
Yes,
They
it's
bring
a-
the back scratching. I got you, kid.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
with you, kid. I'm
Okay,
tracking. I'm
okay.
tracking. Yes, and that's
Shout
a
out
good
to
thing, right?
Kiko.
That
Shout out to you, Kiko.
that was a good comeback though.
Babe.
So what do guys like?
Back scratching. Did we not go over this?
Well, we did. We
Back
did.
scratching, yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's how you know you're deep in there.
For some guys, like some guys need not a like hard to get female. Like you put this guy off like 5 times in a row, then like okay, I'll give him like you go into the conversation like I'm gonna make him try 6 times before he can get anything from me. Because after the 3rd time, some guys like, quit.
Shit, after the first.
Yeah, after the first
That's
time.
true.
It
That's
depends
true.
if you think she worth it going through the 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
Now some girls not even worth going through that. You know,
Yeah,
like
first.
if she thinks she's worth going through 6 times, but she's not really worth going through 6 times in her head. You know?
I have a question for you guys. Okay, so let's say you meet someone.
Yep.
And you guys you start conversing through chat and getting to know each other,
Starbucks.
blah blah blah. And,
Really? Oh, you gotta be
yeah,
tender.
just basic, nothing like not ready to see
Right,
you
right,
again.
right.
Just kind of like,
Just texting,
hey,
yeah.
texting, sending, FaceTiming and stuff like that. But then the guy goes ghost for like a week, right? And then he sends a message back and says hi. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know that I want to answer you back.
Females
Why
do
is
that
that?
too, and they
Yeah,
do it
females-
longer.
I'm not
that's
saying.
on
I'm not
both
saying.
sides.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they do
I'm
that too.
asking the question from my point of view.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you guys
How do you
help me
respond?
understand the mentality of the man?
If it's the guy saying hi,
if it's
After a week,
honestly,
like
after
he's
a
just
week,
he's just gone ghost in the middle
He's
of the
been
conversation.
texting other girls, to be honest.
Okay,
yeah, he probably
there-
texted
so
her
yeah,
girl.
there's
or
on a negative aspect, it could be,
and that's
he's-
okay.
it could have been there's another woman, obviously,
or
but much more to the positive aspect. It could be work related, it could be family related, it could be just forgetfulness. To be honest,
yeah, absolutely.
because we're that damn simple to just be like, hey, I just
come back and
honestly.
just put
third
a
reason is
hi.
you might
Like,
be
what are
bored.
you guys expecting
Wait, hold on, but
bored.
what are you doing first though?
Right.
about what?
You're assuming the communication through the text message.
Right,
You're
so there
assuming
was a- there
you're
was a
assuming the
space
type
of a
of
week.
like
So there was
for
a,
him, hi may just be his way of saying like, hey, haven't heard from you, and he just says hi through text message.
Or what if the conversation
no.
ended like weird?
Yeah.
No.
or
It's just a
boring.
general conversation, and then things are flowing. Just not all the time.
Was
but
there a
flowing.
talk to you later?
Yeah.
In the last conversation
Yeah, it was
between that
so
and
it was
hi.
it was a hey, I might go dancing this night. What do you are you like gonna be out? And then I said, yeah, I'm not sure yet because it was like almost 2 weeks out. And then we chatted for a little bit longer, and then normal closing to the chat, right? Normal. And then it was just like out of sight, out of mind. And I honestly did have like out of sight, out of mind because I forgot. And then I got a message, hi. And normally, my normal response would be to say hi back. But I'm in this really nice stage right now where it's like I'm being really selective of who I give my time to. And I'm thinking, I could understand if you said
can't-
hi
it's-
and then
it's
said,
kinda
hey,
weird
it's
'cause you
been,
can't- you can't
2
really-
weeks,
you
how
can't
are
really
you?
know
Or it
what
wasn't
that
even
hi
like
means until you
exactly.
respond to
so
it,
I
you know?
didn't respond, right?
Oh,
And I
gosh.
thought, well, maybe because I forgot and I have things to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but there was nothing else after that. And my thing is, guys, if you do
So
that
if-
for whatever your reason, it could be, hi, how are you? It's been a while since we've talked. Like, there was no conversation starter other than a hi. And that is like
he
not.
could've- he
That's
could've-
his conversation.
That's a
that
turn
could have been his way of saying like his hi could have been like,
His opening.
hold up, let me see if
You'll reply.
like let me see her reply
long do
like
you
damn
wait
is she
before
pissed or
you
whatever
hit it up again?
by
Like,
you
before
not
you hit-
replying you may have already given him
That okay.
she
She
damn
moved
she's
on.
pissed so I'm gonna just leave her
No,
alone.
not at all.
There's a lot of guys.
You can't say that because this is from his standpoint.
Oh,
so
okay.
from
How
his
he's
mindset,
perceiving
if he says
All right,
hi,
so let's say that
he's waiting
he
for that
perceives it
reply.
that I am pissed or whatever. Why not message
Some-
again and be like,
some
hey,
guys,
how are
some
you?
Yeah,
guys are just gonna
there's-
be like, you know what, I just
Yeah,
hey,
there's-
I
I'll
just
wait
find
till
that
she
so
hits
There's-
me
there's
up.
a lot of guys
so
that-
this is like the new telephone, but except
Yeah.
it's on chat.
Yeah,
That's why I don't like
Oh my
messaging.
God.
There's a lot of guys that just will not
Please
send a
just
double
pick up
text.
the phone, people. Pick up the phone.
Hey, my dude, just pick up the phone, bro.
Oh no, don't pick up the phone. It's okay.
No, there's just some people. There's just some people that will not do a double text because, like, if I have to text you once, okay, cool, to get your attention. But if I have to continue to text you before you reply,
Right. No, I can understand the
Oh,
continuing.
yeah, I'm not
like,
doing
if-
that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I'm not doing
I don't
that.
expect that either. And if you guys receive a text from a female and
times?
she's the same and it's the same thing, like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I was like,
I
yo,
was just
what's the
finding it
problem?
really I was really curious.
If a girl hit me with a double text, that means
you,
we trying to do something tonight.
no. So
Yeah,
like from my personal
exactly.
experience, like
That's
it legit, like me and this female were having this conversation, and like I was waiting for her text back, but it was actually she texted back. But what happened was my phone read the message. I didn't know, so I just didn't end up texting her for 4 days.
Give me your phone. Read the message.
So like,
oh, you like it was in your pocket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, I never heard of that one, but okay. I guess there's a reason for everything.
I'm with you.
Hey, my phone read the message.
Your Siri is really smart. Get in the hood is not available at the moment, but I'll read the message for you.
Hey, my phone read the message. I'm like, damn.
I'm not in that generation. Can I just
You
tell you?
don't care. Remember that.
I would not survive that generation. I love them. I do. I love them. But dating in today.
Me and him are the same age.
Yeah, we're the same. Yeah.
Just about. I think he's older than me.
Yes.
Ay, Dios mío.
By what, 1 year?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm in touch with my younger generation though.
No,
You're
I'm a
You're
very
old school.
personable. I don't like group chats. I don't like chatting with people if I don't.
Shout
really
out to the
have
guy
to.
that said our radio show is trash.
Hey, shout out to you, guy.
Yeah.
Come,
hey, you supportive.
come in
Thank
here.
you for chiming in
appreciate
and
you,
listening
man.
long enough to say the radio show. is
I know,
trash.
right? Thank you for
Rock
putting.
on.
Hey, he put 3
Come in.
comments though.
Come in,
Hey, you lit though. You lit.
come here and make it untrash.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
wait,
yeah,
that's
come.
like a new word to say that we're really cool and.
Yeah, shout out to him like that though.
Is it like that's fire?
Hey,
Oh, shout out to Love Nails, you know what I mean? Ladies, if y'all want to go get
Hey,
your
yeah,
nails done.
Mickey. Shout out to you, Mickey.
50%
I
off
saw
on
her
me.
daughter today. She's
Webmaster.
She's so adorable.
Thai Medic, if you want to get your massage on. You
Hey,
know what I'm
there
saying? We're
is,
giving out discounts.
Speaking of massages, there is a lingerie night tonight at Club Diamond.
yes.
Well, I didn't say
Be
that.
there.
I said
No,
massage.
Massages,
Oh, massage. Oh,
lingerie,
yeah.
they kind of coexist.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you use the Heat Okinawa. Get your 10% discount at Thai Medics. That's right outside of Camp Foster, Commissary Gate. What else? Who did we miss?
Shout out to everyone that listened,
doing
whether
Yes,
you like us or
Winky.
not.
making comments and sticking with us.
Wing King,
for
shout
the
out to
2
them.
hours.
Sasha, to you for coming in.
Hey,
on a
Sasha.
whim.
We're gonna
Thank you
I'm
for
talk-
coming and joining us.
Hey, and if you're trying to do yoga, make sure you hit Sasha up. You know what I'm saying?
Are you a yoga?
Yeah, hey, ladies, if y'all trying to get flexible, y'all need to holler at her. You know what I mean? Y'all want to spice it up in the bedroom, get flexible. Hey, hit her up. Bam. I'm throwing it out there. Hey, I'm trying to get a new business. What you
Hey,
talking
right.
about?
all right, y'all.
Yeah.
It's your boy Kid in the Hood wrapping it up for the night.
King Takashi, the wet master.
Hey, it's your boy TJ, aka Sly.
And make sure you go get the desire. Oh, my bad.
Did it again.
I'm gonna kick you.
After listening to all the.
You realize that the sacrifice I'm making to be here tonight, right?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. Always lots of love. I love being here with you guys. Chime in. Thank you so much for giving me the space to share. Wednesday Writer.
And we out.
Make sure you go get that desire single, though. iTunes.
Webmaster.
All right, we go.
Saludos.